In the beginning, God created the universe out of nothing, and it was perfect because God is perfect, and he made the first people, Adam and Eve. They were perfect too, and there was no death and no disease. But the people rebelled against God. That was called the fall, and that is how sin entered the world. And sin is the reason we have death. God finds sin unacceptable. It's what separates us from him, because he's perfect. So when we die with sin in our hearts, we can never be with God. We go to hell forever. But God so loved the world, he sent a part of himself to pay the price for your sin so that you can be saved. That is called the atonement. And the atonement is the only way for you and me to be with God.
Well, yes, that would be a monumentally simplistic and infantile representation of the Christian doctrine. I think we're all grown up enough to understand that the Bible is not supposed to be taken literally. It doesn't call itself a science book. The creation story, for instance, is just an old fable concocted by ancient people trying to make sense of the world around them. It's not a historical event. So we can get rid of that. And what about the first human beings? Well, we theistic evolutionists know that every organism on Earth is simply one connecting dot on a vastly long transitional branch of the evolutionary tree. You might well say there never was a first human. Adam and Eve? How childish. And what about this idea of perfection? Was there ever a time in our ancestry when human beings lived a perfect life with neither sweat nor toil? No death and no disease. I think we can all agree that that sort of nonsense only happens in fairy tales. And that means there was never any perfection from which to fall. So let's take this away. And without the fall, there's no way for sin to enter the world. And no sin means there's no need for hell. And if there's no sin and no hell, there's no need for Jesus to come and atone for anything. So let's get rid of this. In fact, there's no need for Jesus to exist at all, and that leaves a rather incomplete God. I think we can all agree that an incomplete God is no God at all, so let's take that away. Right. What's left? What do we moderate Christians actually believe? Fuck. No! What are you saying, Gary? Nate Cuntingham's in trouble? He's inadvertently demolished the foundations of Christianity by removing just one scientifically invalid verse from the Old Testament? Don't worry, Gary.
Moderate Christian comes to the rescue!
Oh, thank goodness you're here. I seem to have accidentally destroyed the whole of Christianity.
Hey, don't worry, Nate Cuntingham. We'll have your moderate ideology rebuilt before you can say progressive theistic liberalism.
But look, every time I try to remove Adam and Eve, sin gets dislodged, and that pushes atonement off the pile, which means there's no way to put Jesus.
Hey,
How about putting sin down here at the bottom?
I tried that, but you can't rest God's creation on top of sin, can you? That wouldn't make any sense at all.
Crumbs. I see what you mean. This is gonna be trickier than I thought.
We're going to need help.
Good idea, Gary. Go fetch Shanna.
Oh, wow. Looks like you guys are having a whole heap of fun.
Thank goodness you're here. We need your advice from a super moderate, non-denominational deistic perspective. Look, I've broken the whole of Christianity and I can't work out how to put it back together.
Okay, let's take some deep breaths. You need to remember something, young man.
Remember what?
You're a moderate.
I know, but...
Moderates are not like normal human beings. We're special.
Yes, we are special.
What do moderates do when our beliefs come under scrutiny?
We use SMUG Moderate Cunt Power!
Okay, let's kick this piece of crap in the garbage. Now, Nate, what does Christianity mean to you?
It means, Jesus atoned for my sins?
No, Nate. You're a moderate. You need to describe your faith by using the most incoherently nebulous analogy known to mankind.
Okay. Christianity is like, knocking on a metaphysical door and not knowing for certain whether anyone is listening on the other side.
Excellent. That's perfect.
Hey, let's use this insignificant bit of wool to represent the door.
And I will put this formless piece of fluff over here to represent the possibility of someone being on the other side.
Oh, please be careful.
It's too insubstantial. No, it's blowing away. Too weak to make analogy.
Oh, Maute, thank goodness you're here. We need some serious backslapping.
Okay, I don't normally say this, but what you just did with that piece of fluff was incredible. The way you let it drift through your fingers like that, oh my God, I thought it was awesome. No, scratch that. You are awesome. Each and every one of you.
Maute backslapping power up.
I think I've got it. What if the whole of Genesis is literally true, but only within its own isolated time frame and occurring inside the broader context of evolution as a whole?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I think we can all agree that God must have chosen two pre-existing naturally evolved hominids, a male and a female, into each of whom he breathed a soul, and that is what made them perfectly human. They rebelled against God, the fall happened, their sinful children bred with other non-human hominids, causing every subsequent generation to be both human and tainted. And that is why we need science and Jesus.
This is the most incomprehensible theory I have ever heard. Well done, Nate Cuntingham.
Moderate cunt power!
That's right, you cheeky little scamp.